Good day, everyone. Professor Maple here. We're back. We're gonna play some Maple's World. Haven't heard that in a while, eh? Yeah, no, 1.14 is out. I don't really remember. I was following development of the snapshots, but I don't really remember a whole lot about it. But I do have a bunch of like data packs and resource packs and stuff installed. So we're just gonna dive in and see how the world has changed. And this is just gonna be like a world tour episode, I think. We're going to tour the parts of the world. I've trimmed down the world, so we're not going, although technically the Woodland Mansion is still there, but all the path between my base and it is gone. Same with the jungle. I've trimmed out the jungle. My nether portal's still there for what it's worth. It's not really worth anything because it's not hooked up to the nether hub, which I also don't really have much of anyway. But we're just going to go through, see, because we've got all these new textures, as you could see in the background. That's oak wood stairs, like you've never seen before unless you've been using the new texture packs. So I've also got the texture resource pack in so that we have endstone in the back. I think it's pretty snazzy. And I'm trying very hard not to show. I'll just cover it over. The server IP. For all those people trying to track me down through my videos, hopefully none of them, because that would make no sense. Okay, good. So we're in. We've got items. This doesn't look a ton like some of the, and I've got one resource pack for my crosshair. It's super tiny now, so we can hopefully see a little bit more around it. I'm going to turn my sensitivity on my mouse down just a tad there. That's a bit better. I like a little bit of stiffness in my Minecraft wrist. I haven't been in this world since, well, a little bit since before last, or since after last. Time is a weird thing. A little after last episode. I started recording episode 22, and then I stopped because a bunch of whole life things came up. And then 1.14 released like a week or whatever, so I haven't really, didn't make sense to just start 1.14 partway through an episode, and I didn't really make much progress in that episode, so I was just like, we're gonna just start from here. So yeah, so you'll see here we've got snowballs. I said we'll see here, come on, open up the chest. I know you want to. There we go. Those snowballs are not the default snowballs, because default has changed. As you can see, there's very little green in the wheat over there. We actually have, go to resource packs here, we actually have some vanilla tweak stuff going on here. We could set default up here, and that'll show us, oh, did that not save or something? It didn't. I need to hit done when I do these things. So it'll reload now because it's fancy 1.14 magic. And there, we've got our blue edge snowballs, which I don't like as much. There are a few other, I don't like the shape of the buckets anymore either. But the glass is easier to see through, which is nice. And I'm sure there are a couple other things. That crouch feels different. It feels different, and I don't know why. Part of it's a little lag, but I'm not sure if that's because I'm pretty sure I played Minecraft with this keyboard. I got a new keyboard relatively recently. There, switch things back. I got a new keyboard and mouse after my birthday. but aside from that, there's not a whole lot of hardware change going on here. So let's go on. This looks mostly the same. You can see the cobble walls are a bit more cartoony, if that's quite the vibe I'm getting from that. The carrots are pointier, or at least they feel pointier. So is the cactus, but I like the color change on the needles there. Got dead bushes. Mushroom blocks are looking kind of smooth. I got the 3D rail textures in that resource pack. We need to finish this library. I could make a lectern now. I need to finish the library so I can put a lectern in it. Not just because I need to put a lectern in it, but that's kind of part of the thing that's going on there. Look at all this stone. It looks fresh. I'm not sure if it's just because I've been playing Minecraft with that previous stone texture for so long, or if it's just that they've done something with the colors in this new one, but this looks fresh and it looks good. I can't tell if that's andesite or gravel though. That's something I'm going to get used to here. And also resource pack has the because these guys drop poppies, right? So it doesn't make sense to have them with dandelions all over them. So they've got poppies on their persons, so to speak. And I also have some connected textures. You'll notice at the side we've got iron columns now. That's just iron blocks. If I hit F3 here, look to the right, you see it's just an iron block. Connected textures in the resource pack is pretty neat. I'm just trying it out with a couple things. The bookshelves are one of those other things. Actually, that's a point we should try here. What's is it F5 of Elytra? I'm not sure if I don't look at it enough to know if that looks any different or not. This dirt looks the same. I'm not sure if they haven't touched it or if it just, I've been watching a lot of Hermitcraft and they've been on these textures for a while already or what, but dirt looks the same to me. Those purple blocks. I think I have the desaturated purple. Oh, and I don't like the gray on those. I forget what these are called because it's been so end rods. I don't like the gray on the end rods as much, but I'll have to fix that in a sec. But it's it's not bad. I thought you had to select a different thing for it might be just under the desat purple, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this is the item room. Actually, yeah, why am I not doing this as a proper tour? So this is the item room. This is the most important room in the base. Here's the library where the enchanting happens. And eventually I'll have a lectern because it's 1.14. Back there was the iron farm that we saw. I've been super ooh, hi there, lag. I've been super distracted lately here, so what the hey? My stairs are going all weird now. At least I'm pretty sure that's not how but that might be. I was fairly certain I had set them differently there, though. I might have to watch some footage later. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. And then this is the tree farm. Actually. Oh. And it's got spiders underneath it, probably. A mushroom farm where we wait for the mushrooms to grow. And there's a little bit of blue in the red mushrooms, if you could see it. A little bit of teal in the spots. I'm not sure if I like that as much, but most of these other things I do like. I like how much more I can see on the hieroglyphs and the red sandstone textures. That's nice. This is the sugarcane farm, which I've turned off, and it's only half built because all these chests are full. That might change. Is there a 1.14 thing that you can do with sugarcane? I'm forgetting. Totally forgotten. We've also got the vine farm, cocoa beans, flower farms, which are really just me standing here and I'll use bone meal on them. Got the cactus farm, which, you know, that's doing stuff on its own. This one isn't because you need to harvest it. This is the Silk Touch farm. So harvest a little bit of, or most of the what's this called again? Holy bother, I haven't played Minecraft in months. Mycelium, or the grass. Yeah, you harvest most of it, replace what you harvested with regular dirt, and it regrows, and then you silk touch it again. Let's see, so if we bounce up here, oh, no. Second try? Nope. It's gonna lag me back here, yep. Third try. Nope, it's lagged me back again. Okay, so we're just gonna ignore that then. This is gonna be a farm hexalator of some variety. We're gonna ignore those bouncy things for now. This is the chorus flower farm, where we farm flowers of chorus fruit. Up here is the first part of the Settlers of Catan hex project, where we have the clay hex. Has a nice river flowing through it, and a bridge that flaps when you step on the wrong parts. And oh yeah, some of these I have to figure out how to craft the lanterns, because that's supposed to be a lantern now. And then I think I had some of the torches up here I wanted to replace with lanterns because they would look better. Right. I'll have to come back to do that. It's got a little nice view out here over to the next Settlers of Catan hex, which is only partially done because we started it recently and I haven't gotten around to finishing it because I haven't really been playing since. This is the last thing we were really working on before 1.14. Aside from, well, let's see. We'll go down to it, but up here is where I will have used to have farmed, and yes, that does technically make sense. All the trees for the hexes. So that one used to be a jungle tree farm. This one used to be a birch farm, but those have been moved down below to that hex there, that tree farm, and then the spruce, acacia, oak, dark oak, those will all move down there too, along with any other new trees that get added later. It's going to get dark here, but we're just going to move on. There's not a whole lot up here other than I'm going to ender pearl. Eventually these will, oh hey, sheep and cow. These are for the sheep hex, by the way. Eventually this will be the entrance of the base, at least in the overworld. But for now, it's not. And that's absolutely fine. However, if we fly up, I said if we fly up, have I just forgotten how to do this? I used to be so good at this. There we go. I maybe should just log on once in a while, even if I don't plan on doing anything, just to remember the controls. So yeah, we've got the ring of ocean, quote unquote, around the base. It's just prismarine of various types holding water, including this bit that goes through a river hex here, which is why the salmon spawn in it. And yeah, that's the outside of the Settlers of Catan inspired base. Now if we go inside, which is why I've made this, this is why I've made it such an open concept basis, so we can fly. Oof, that was a hard fall. This is the garden hex. That's what it's called. It's kind of meant to be a rundown version of some like little cottage sort of on the edge of the woods or something like that. We're in a clearing kind of deal. And this is where all the pumpkins and melons are automatically farmed using observers. It's actuality or effectuality or actuality. One of those two. That's the name of the person who designed the farm. I will get back into the swing of things and get used to actually crediting people. This here is the UFO. So down below is the crop farm, wheat farm primarily. And because I wanted something to hold the lights above the wheat so that it wouldn't spawn things and the wheat would grow even underneath all these other hexes, I decided what better light fixture could we have than a UFO. So this is the inside of it. We've got sort of stasis chamber and some flowers that probably shouldn't be. They're plastic flowers. Who am I kidding? They're not real flowers. They've survived this long. Here's a map of the base, including the iron farm over there. We've got the control panel with all these buttons. They should make like iron buttons and stuff. That would kind of contrast a bit more on here. But yeah, so that does stuff. Some of these buttons actually turn the lights on and off. And then this is the little rover that you kind of drive around on the planet you've gotten to when. It's stylish. It's a convertible. It's not a convertible. It's just got no roof. Let's see here. That's pretty much all that for the top of the east side of this dirt thing. I thought I got rid of it, but I guess not. It can go. This glass dealie in the middle, that's a slime farm that goes all the way down to the bottom of the base. But the next hex down from the crop farm and the crop circles is the nether hex. This has the nether portal and also a tiny little netherward farm, which I should really get like an actual farm for it later. And by get, I mean make. This being a single player world, I am the only one here to make things. So these are sheep waiting to... Oh, that's a thing we can do now. I think next episode... Maybe. I'm trying not to start new projects, but with 1.14, it's very tempting. So for those who don't know, you can now use a dispenser and shears to automatically shear a sheep. So what we could do is just have a sheep of like every color, maybe a couple of them just in case, and shear them on like a daily timer or something. They eat grass, they regrow the wool. Next day you get more wool, and then if you sleep more often you get more wool. And that sounds like a plan here. So down here, and again we've got the iron connected textures as well here. This is the mob farm, which is another project I've been working on recently. Hey there, Endermizzle. We're not going to go on top of it because we're going to have a bunch of mobs born out because it doesn't have a lid yet. The lid is supposed to go up just underneath that red hex there. But the iron farm hasn't really been producing a ton of iron recently, so we're not doing that anymore. At least not for the moment. We're going to work on that more when we get iron. But down here, down below, at the bottom, where all the mobs are spilling out. Which I told you would be an issue. We've got sort of this industrial look down here. We've got some packed ice I couldn't really cover up, but the rest of the bottom is made of magma blocks, so that's covered up. And we have this little... Oh, I need to start this up again because it ran out of drops. But basically this is going to use item decay to toggle the water that pushes the mobs off the platforms into the death chamber, and we can get the drops from there. So that makes me nervous. So yeah, these are all the filters that filter items out. This is the garbage can essentially, and we're gonna get the heck out of here before we get ambushed or something. That's just how I roll right now. Perfect. Okay. And going down further, we've got a hex that I've been clearing out, which will have a later use. And some of these slime chunks don't really align with the hexes too well, so that's why there's slimes all over the place in this part of the base. But if you look here, we have the cow farm hex. This is a kind of time lapse. This is part of the original version of episode 22 I was going to do. I might add that into episode 23 as just like an accent piece or something. Accent piece? Is that what you call it in video editing? I don't know. Maybe not, but I might add it in somewhere in the next episode. Not this one because it doesn't really make sense. And yeah, so we've got our moos and our shrooms. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Moos, shrooms. We breed them up. We make them have babies, and then we go down here to where the babies spill out, grow up, and we burninate them. Get all the drops, and have a good time. Alright, so like if you get that reference, that might be an older one. Because I don't think that person uses that catchphrase anymore. I feel like the spider eye's mostly the same. A lot of these textures feel the same to me. This grass dealy, actually I should probably get rid of it because I don't really need it now that we could just fly around here. We're probably also going to come back to this hex in a bit. Also down here we have the mining hex. So this bridge leads basically from the bottom of the base to, that was a spooky sound, to where all the mining goes on, branch mining that is. And of course I've since dug out this hex, so now some of those tunnels are a bit exposed here, but yeah, far down as you can go, and technically even further. We're gonna have mine shafts. I'm only about here because again I've had iron farm for a bit. I haven't really needed to dig for it too much. And diamonds, now that I have mending, aren't super rare or useful to me, or whatever I'm trying to say. So I haven't had to do much mining, but I think once unless we can get an iron farm going here, because I'm pretty certain the one I've got is broken now, thanks to the update. Is this gonna work? Oh, almost. These usually work. It's just a matter of not recording and not looking at like too much stained glass or something. Oh wait, no, we don't want to go up yet. I've got one more thing. This is the item collection area for the slime farm, which, right, I forgot, is currently housing beacon bases, because these poke up right in the middle of the base. So I'm thinking of just sticking a couple of really useful beacons in the middle here. Don't know what they'll be yet. I actually have to fight a wither still. And down here is where the slimes get all scratched up by the cactuses and die, and we get their drops. Actually, these I should probably empty out. Oof. Yeah, I really should empty these out. Okay. Maybe I'll automate that at some point. That might be a good plan. Yeah, that was my last ender pearl. That's fine. That's fine. I've got more. So that's that. So we're going to go back up here to the nether hex. And actually, you know what? I'm going to see if I can borrow a shulker box from myself, so I can put all this stuff in, because I don't want to carry it all around while we're doing this tour. There we go. Plop that back in. And so now we're gonna, oh, maybe I should get a potion of fire resistance. Said a potion. Come on. There we go. Ooh, ah, ee, oof. Okay. Eat some stuff. You know what? A lot of these textures, these nethery textures here, they're not so bad. The glowstone's kind of like round and maybe a little ovally compared to what I'm used to seeing, but it's not bad. Oof. Well. You know what? I might, because I think I got the connected smooth stones. I'm not sure what I feel about it. Like, it's nice to have the column, but I kind of liked the edges on it. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. This is the Nether Hub, another unfinished project that I really should work on at least a little bit at a time. And actually, I haven't been in here in a while here. That way is probably the way we want to go for most things. Because this way doesn't go to too many things else. Let's see, I've got a sign here. I remember a couple of things it goes to. There used to be a village, spawn and cold biomes. So I think that would be the way to the end portal. But I want to go this way first. Especially since the end portal isn't particularly interesting. Because originally I was going to put like a minecart track in here. So that's the desert where I mine the sand. It looks like sandstone. That's not super interesting. We're not going to bother looking at it. It's pretty close by. What we are going to do eventually is take a look at, even though I'm kind of sick of the Guardian farm, I spent way too much time on it. But we're going to look at that. I maybe could have just made it smaller, I think, is the thing. Just have like a few spawning spaces. And then just have them go into like one little funnel area. That's what I should have done, but I made like a gigantic thing. Where like there are bajillions of spawning areas, and it just lags things out because there's lots of soul sand and bubbles. So we'll see if we actually get to see anything here. I like to keep the old nether portals, unless they're in the way, just kind of like as quote unquote art. They also kind of look a little bit like ruins when you do that. So like an old door to a house that burned down or something like that. That's kind of what they're reminiscent of to me. So that's why they're still there. Okay. Any day now, Guardian Farm, if you want to load, that would be great. Cool. Alright, so I snipped down the world, so I'm glad I didn't accidentally snip down this Guardian Farm. Here it is, we've got our item sorter drops, we've got prismarine shards that... Oh, okay, yeah. I usually craft them up before they fill, so they're usually kind of empty. The fish are usually kind of full because I don't take those out as often. And yeah, the ink sacks are kind of sad. But I think they're going to be less sad now with this update. We also have our little indicator lights indicating once things are full. We've got a little homey bed area and an enchanting area, because again, we're going to have lots and lots of experience when we finish up at the farm here. I don't have to... Oh, actually, I silk touch pickaxe could use some stuff. Here. Now it can be a little more audible here. So we're just gonna use this to get some nice mending energy in. And I'm not noticing, like, I think Prismarine itself seems to have a bit more of a pronounced edge around the little stones in it, if you can see past the Guardians. But I'm not seeing a whole lot of differences here. Okay, let's get out of here before that lags us out too much here. Except I do want to kind of go top side. So that's that portal there, or that former portal there is where the my little work platform used to be. This is the Guardian farm that Cub Fan designed, and that's it spewing out all sorts of Guardians. I think it's not lagging us out right now because we have a nice solid wall between us and the bubbles. The bubbles bring the Guardians up to the top, and then the water currents kind of funnel them down into the drop chamber there. So thankfully we don't have to worry too much about that now. I'm working on getting the other 3 sides done just to make sure that we can avoid any unnecessarily laggy playtime there. Oh, that's the thing I'm not sure if I showed this episode, because I know I showed it when I built it, but we have the skylight holding the water back so we can get some extra light in during the day. It's just a minor thing, but I think I thought it was really cool. Ugh. So hard to see in that portal sometimes. Oh, speaking of, oh, well, I can carry those around. They're not as obnoxious as a bunch of, like just an inventory full of slime balls. So we'll just fly back here, back to the tunnel, and I guess we'll go kind of find our end portal. I think that's all there is. Maybe I should download that Quieter Ghasts resource pack. Ugh. I've got all the shivers. Okay, so this one goes to Ice Spikes. That one goes to the end portal. What's this one go to then? I don't remember. I don't remember. Oh, we're in space now. Okay, this is fine. Oh. Oh. Okay, yeah, this is a village I kind of stole kidnapped villagers from, right? Right. So these were the villagers that I took for the iron farm. All right. This is kind of a boring place. Let's go somewhere else. There we go. This will be the end portal here, or the nether portal to the end portal. There we go. Alright, so now that we're back in the nether hub, we actually need to just... Actually, no, we'll go this way. Should have just gone this way from the start here. So we're going to go down. I think I've made a shortcut here from the nether hub itself, but I don't remember. So instead of taking a wrong turn, we're just going to go the right way. And it looks like I did actually make a shortcut. But this... Ah, perfect. That loaded a lot quicker than I expected. This is the old skeleton farm. You can see here we spawn into the hand of a skeleton. That's the wrist going up back there. Or is this the wrist here? Is this the arm? Fingers. Thumb. guess that could be the arm. But this is the rib of the skeleton. So of course you got your skeletons that spawn when it's dark. Turn the lights off. But now, because undead mobs sink in water, this farm's kind of broken, so I can't actually get them up to... You see they're stuck down there now. They used to come up here and you used to be able to slash them, but now they just kind of attack each other, which I guess is one way to do it, but it's still not what I'm hoping for. I want the items to float up here and we can do things. That's the skull. This is where all of my black stuff went. We also have the old fish farm, which apparently doesn't work in this update. Not that I'll need it too much, because got plenty of fish, plenty of farm. And I never really prettied this area up, but once we get something going here, I'm gonna... Someone's still shooting at me? Can't be shooting at me if they can't see me, right? Oh no, they're shooting each other. Okay. Just shooting up. Alright. That's only a little weird, I guess. But yeah. Alright, everyone. So, thanks for stopping by for another episode of Maples World. Now that 1.14's here, I expect I'll be playing a little bit more often. I've got a lot of, like, life things going on right now, but I definitely had time to look at all these new textures and take a tour of the things that I might need to fix now that we're in 1.14 and things I need to add and that sort of thing. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you next episode where we probably actually do something productive. Anyway, have a good now, have a good later, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye! Oof.